I know there's a lot of advice and opinions out there when it comes to what it is to be a man and masculinity and manhood. And so what I want to do is let's review some that's out there, and I'll give you my 2 cents on it, and we'll go from there.
As a man, if you truly care about the world, you need to improve yourself first, because as a man, if you're not capable, your love means nothing anyway. Your love as a man is directly correlated to your competence and your capabilities. So when a man who is capable loves you, it means something. A man who's incapable loves you, it means nothing at all. If you have a woman who you truly love, instead of buying her flowers every day, you should improve yourself. Self-improvement is the answer to showing your love for anything as a man. So when I see people say, oh yeah, I really love my girlfriend or whatever, and then I look at the guy, I say, no, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be sleeping so long. You wouldn't be so insignificant. You'd be trying harder in some way. You'd be doing something. You're not doing anything. If you're not doing anything, you don't love anybody.
You cannot lead anyone to a place that you haven't led yourself. And whether that's in your marriage, whether that's your love. If I don't love myself, I sure as hell can't give love, and I sure as hell can't receive love. I can pretend I can, but if I don't love myself, I can't receive or give it. If I don't take care of my body, I can't take care of someone else's. If I don't have my finances in order, I can't help anybody else. So when we talk about like your woman, right, or your wife, and engaging with them and connecting, if I haven't learned how to connect with myself, if I haven't had to learn how to connect with God, like how can I truly develop a connection with her that's not just a false or a pseudo reality? So yes, the answer is improve yourself. You want a better marriage, start improving yourself. You want a better business, you've heard me say it, most people don't have a business problem, they have a you problem. Start improving and fixing yourself, and watch how it bleeds out into everything else. It's the same thing. We always look for external things, like externally what can fix this. If I move locations, or I get a new car, I get a new home, it'll start changing me. Or maybe I'll get a new wife. You guys know those people have been married 4 times. She's the one, right? Every time. It's because there's nothing internal. You got to go in order for anything out to actually start changing.
Do you want to know who has the biggest spiritual influence in the home? You might be surprised. If a dad doesn't go to church, even if mom is super faithful, only 1 in 50 kids will become a regular churchgoer. But what if dad does go regularly? Then between 2/3 and 3/4 of the kids will end up going too, no matter what mom does. Dads, this isn't about guilt, it's about impact. Psychologists, educators, and criminologists agree, when dads lead, kids follow. Proverbs 20 verse 7 says, "The righteous lead blameless lives, blessed are their children after them." If church seems like a women and children thing, kids, sons and daughters, will subconsciously think it's not for grown-ups. And so dads, don't underestimate your presence. Your faithfulness might just shape your family's eternity. Dad, your presence preaches.
So in my household specifically, if we look at time, and I'm not talking about quality necessarily, but if I'm talking about quantity of time, they're with Teresa, my wife, more than me, right? She stays at home. She's handling a lot of different things. And I'm working, and sometimes in the clinic or doing other things or out of town. And so my leadership is not anything that I say. My leadership is in my actions. It's not about the quantity in which I show up for them, but it's more in the quality that I show up for them. If they see dad leading themselves faithfully, they see dads leading themselves with their bodies, they see dads leading inside the marriage and inside the household, they're gonna follow. And so there's plenty of studies, as this even said, it shows it. Like a mom can go to church, a mom can make these decisions, and she's very nurturing, and she's more coddling, and she's more, maybe even kind at times. When a man steps up and lowers an ego and gets rid of an ego, and they see a man, a modern masculine man, completely lower his ego and give himself to God, and to show up and to praise God, and to show that there's something beyond him, your kids have to believe in that, and they want to believe in that because they see how it's affecting their father. It's seeing how they're affecting their mom's husband, and the leadership and the guidance and how everyone shows up in the family because of the way that he shows up.
If a grown-ass man cannot carry his own weight physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, metaphorically, God forbid we go into battle, then what are you worth? You're just a liability and not an asset to humanity. When I see a fit and athletic man, I can tell you immediately he's got several great traits. He's got the trait of consistency. He's got the trait of focus. He's got the trait of discipline. He's got the trait of delayed gratification, and he's got grit. Because no man who's fit and athletic just fell out of his mother's vagina that way.
100% agree with this. could not be truer. You know, I've said if you go in to buy a car and there's a guy who doesn't hold himself up, he's not physically fit, he's not eager to talk to you, you're automatically going to go to the other guy who stands tall, looks you in the eye. You can tell he's physically fit. You can tell he put himself together. I'm not just talking about looks, but you can feel it in his presence, in his confidence, in his certainty in himself. That's the guy I want to walk me down this path of selecting a vehicle, to walk me down a path to making a decision. Like when it comes to our bodies, we're wearing our results. We're wearing our results, and those results are a reflection of your internal self-love and your acceptance of yourself and really what's going on internally, mentally for you. And when we talk about providing and protecting and serving, protecting our family specifically, if you're 415 pounds and can barely get out of bed on your own and someone breaks into your home, that's not trustworthy. You don't have the confidence of your family, the confidence of the people in your home. And so what I'm saying inside of this is that when you're invested in you and you're disciplined and you're consistent and you're committing to the actions necessary to improve you, everything else around you will come together. Your bank accounts, your business, and how that grows. Your marriage and the growth, your relationship with your kids. The more you're disciplined with yourself and the more that you show up for yourself shows everyone else, man, I would love to invest time and effort in that guy. I would love to buy something from that guy. I would love to exchange value with that guy, because if he does that for himself, what in the world could he do for me and the people that I care about?
I don't believe men hang in groups. I think little boys do. Insecure little boys group up. A man go get him a woman, a strong man, and then I ain't no soldier. I'm a warrior.
So something that first came up here is that, boys need company, men need purpose. Absolutely. And there is something to be said about isolation and the presence and the silence to actually discover like who you are and who am I and what am I and why am I here, and start answering those questions. And, as boys or boy psychology, we want friends, we want acceptance, we want to be liked versus respected. We want to be in a crowd that we can hang out with. Now, something I do want to touch on, though, that I think is very important is to have like-minded people in your life as a man, though. So it's not that I disagree with what he's saying, but I do believe that if you don't have a group of like-minded men, and sometimes these aren't even friends, and they don't need to be friends. It could be coaches. It could be groups of men that are all invested in the same thing. I mean, that's what we do inside the arena. Like when you have men all invested in the same common goals and objectives and mission and vision and purpose in life, and you can collaborate with them and integrate them into your lives, regardless if you like them or not, but you respect them, that creates such more momentum than you going at it alone. But in order for a man to truly find himself, sometimes when you're isolated and you're alone, you can find out really who you are. And then actually sharing that and starting to bleed into other men's lives and finding out who that actually community is for you, you can leverage tenfold.
I think the most masculine men have the courage to love. And I think men who are insecure, who are hollow in their masculinity, want to be worshiped. But men who are rich and mature in their manhood know the power of loving. It's different than wanting to be loved. It's actually having the courage to love.
On the topic of manhood and masculinity and mature masculinity, there's been a lot of overcompensation, right? You can call it toxic masculinity, which is a whole other topic than today. But this whole idea of what's been toxic is really just an overcompensation of men not knowing who they are or what they want or how to love or how to be loved or how to accept or receive anything from anyone. So they constantly go at life with a sword and a shield, reflecting or fighting everyone around them, including their spouse and including their kids. But true masculinity inside of a man, true manhood, is vulnerability. It's leadership, it's loving, it's caring, it's guiding. And there's even a form of nurturing inside of that. And so love and actually seeing a man feel and be emotional, that's manhood. It's not what some think it is. True masculinity is having the ability to feel and love and connect. All right, so hey, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this video. And also let me know, hey, do you like these videos? Do you like my opinions on it? We can do more of this. I know it's a little outside of what I typically do, but let me know.